What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ready, Set, Replay, the ultimate video game replay podcast. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
Welcome back, everyone.
And this week, we'll be talking about Square's 2000 JRPG classic, The Legend of Mana.
I think it's a classic, isn't it?
It is, and it's not. We'll get into that.
I never played it before this.
I've never played any Mana games before this.
This is my first time playing any Mana game.
Yeah.
So
I don't super know. I guess I do kind of know where it lines up in terms of like where the fans rank it, and it's not particularly high, but we'll get into that. But before we do, Skyler, we have to rewind. We got to roll back the clock to the dawn of time.
been a while since we've done this. Let's go.
Whoa. Skyler.
That's just the bit. We do that every time.
We do that every time. Yeah. Welcome in. It is Tuesday, June 6, 2000. This is my blockbuster video. What can I help you with?
What's that one with the alien in it? Can I get that one?
Do you mean Alien?
Yeah, that one.
No. You're too young. Because you're, I think, 6.
I'm 5 years old.
Okay. This week in the billboards, there is genuinely no change from the last week. But don't worry, I looked ahead to the next one, and it's completely different. So next time, when we're talking about next new game, different songs. Will Santana still be there? He's there now. Guess where he is?
Get the hell out of here, Santana.
Santana owned the first 6 months of 2000. But hey, you know something that did come out that's pretty exciting in the world of music? The Red Hot Chili Peppers put out a single, just a little known one, called Californication.
That's maybe some of you like lovers of the deep Red Hot Chili Pepper tracks might have heard this one, but you have to be a real fan.
It's pretty niche. Yeah, I don't know really where that stacks up on your Chili Pepper sort of Scoville scale of pepper songs.
Yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 pepper.
5 out of 5 peppers. And you can take that to the bank. On the second...
To the pepper bank.
To the pepper bank. On the second, singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell completed her retirement tour in Camden, New Jersey. Are you familiar with Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell.
She's most known for her big song, Big Yellow Taxi, which was stolen by other people and made more popular. But it's the what was it, Burn Down Paradise and Build Up a Parking Lot? It's that one.
Very nice.
Yep. Although her version of the song is, I don't think the one that most people know, because I feel like in my mind it's like a rock song, and I don't know who did that version. I didn't look it up.
When you look up Joni Mitchell on Google.com, first thing it tells you is that she is a Canadian American singer songwriter.
Sure.
But then the little like people also ask things. One of them says, "Is Joni Mitchell LGBTQ?" And I was like, I don't know, is she? So I clicked it, and it says, no, she is. She is. This is how Google phrases it.
Thank you.
She is famously heterosexual.
Famously heterosexual. Is that the AI? Is that the AI with LGBT deletion?
I think this is like a quote from whatever website is talking about.
How do you become famous? You know what? I don't want to know how you become famously heterosexual. It's probably not great.
The 10 gayest Joni Mitchell songs.
Non-derogatory.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely non-derogatory. I'm here for that.
Anyway, so she retired on the second. So, you know, she probably had other performances, but I think this is the end of her like touring era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, we had the 54th Tony Awards. This is, of course, as everyone knows, the awards for Broadway productions.
Yes.
Pretty exciting. Not a whole lot to say about it. And really the only reason that I'm bringing it up is because it was hosted by Rosie O'Donnell. And welcome back to the show, Nathan Lane.
Nathan! He's back!
He's back.
Nathan Lane and Carlos Santana, the Kings of 2000.
The Kings of 2000. There was apparently an opening number performed by Rosie O'Donnell and also Jane Krakowski, who's the blonde from 30 Rock.
Yes. Yeah.
Jesse L. Martin, who is the dad from the Flash TV show, and Megan Mullally, who is the drunk lady from Will and Grace. So I was going through and I was putting the cursor over all of their names that highlighted, and I was like, I know every person in this. That's crazy. Do I love the Tony Awards? And then I read the awards. No, turns out I don't.
Megan Mullally is also married to Ron Swanson.
Really?
From Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Such a fun partnership, actually. I really mess with that, actually.
I have a correction to make. Nathan Lane's not the king of 2000 because when we last talked about it, it was like 1996.
Oh, that's probably true.
So that's fucked up. We fucked up. I'm sorry.
Still, welcome back, Nathan Lane. We loved you.
He's always welcome. Nathan Lane is always welcome.
Here's some of the awards. Best play went to Copenhagen, written by Michael Frayn. Best musical went to Contact by Susan Stroman and John Weidman. In the world of movies, also not a whole lot of change in terms of the box office. Mission Impossible still rocking it at number 1. Mission Impossible 2 still rocking it at number 1. But at number 2 is a new release this week, Big Mama's House.
Man, oh man. Let me tell you, have you ever seen Big Mama's House?
I've seen enough of Big Mama's House to know I didn't need to see the rest.
How can I put that? You don't need to watch Big Mama's House to have seen Big Mama's House.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you saw like the VHS cover, you've seen Big Mama's House. You got it.
Hey man,
you could probably assume that there's a part where like there's a big fat old lady before Martin Lawrence takes her identity who has big diarrhea in a toilet while Martin Lawrence is stuck in the shower.
I was gonna say,
assume that happens.
I was gonna say the fart joke is implied.
Yeah, it is.
Only 2 other things in the world of movies, though. We got a TV show that I don't know how popular it was, but it was definitely one that I immediately had a flashback about. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast debuted.
Maggie and the Ferocious
Beast. It's this, I think, a redhead girl and a little yellow, a big yellow monster with red spots on him. And he says, oh God. He says,
why do I feel like I've seen this little spotted fuck before?
I don't know, man. I looked it up and I was like, I have seen this dude before. And
this is hitting something.
I don't know why. But so the monster, his catchphrase is, he says, googly moogly. My dad, to this day, whenever he is talking about Google, the search engine, says googly moogly, and I'm like 90% sure it's because of the show.
This is wild.
I know.
We've just unearthed something. If you're listening to this and you have seen, if you fucked with Maggie and the Ferocious Beast back in the day,
right?
Please let us know.
If you are my sister Emily and you just had a flashback to, I think, you also watching Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, leave a comment and be like, oh my God, suddenly I'm 7 years old again.
Honestly, Emily, you should be leaving a comment on every video. We need the engagement, so I don't know why you're...
Yeah, I don't know why you're not doing that, frankly,
the hell?
Jerk. And then the first short film ever widely distributed exclusively digitally on the net was released. It's called 405 the Movie, and I didn't look it up, but hey, the internet is just now strong enough for us to deliver videos to people, I guess.
You know what's really depressing?
Yes.
Out of all the things that you just listed that were historically noteworthy or award-winning,
sure, like
the only thing
Maggie.
I had seen was Big Mama's House. So
you saw Mission Impossible 2. We talked about that.
Yeah, but that's from last time. That doesn't count.
Okay, well, I got one more little flashback for you here before we get into the game. Now, I couldn't find a specific day for this, but I do know that it happened in June of 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because the distribution to the stores would have happened at different times, and so there is no like official release date. But June of 2000 saw the release of the Razor scooter.
Did you have a Razor scooter?
Yep, and my shins have still not recovered.
I had 3.
I think over the years, I think I had 2 because I'm pretty sure I broke one. And also maybe my sisters had one. I don't really remember. But I distinctly remember bashing the shit out of my shins with it. And I remember trying to use the brake and burning my foot. That thing was a death trap.
Yeah.
That thing was a death. And What really? So I brought this up at work to a Gen Z coworker of mine, and he was like, "Oh, the Razor scooters, the ones with like," and he did like a hand motion. He was talking about the one where like you put your feet on the two separate things and you sort of like wave it back and forth
Oh
to make
no
it go.
no no no
Because I
no
guess
no
that's
no
the same company. And I was like, "Brother,
no
no. When people say Razor scooter, they are not talking about that one."
no. We're talking about you're like, watch this, and you do a little like spinny flip with it, and then it hits you right on the ankle, and you're down for the day.
You did.
You're you're done for the day. You're not going to school tomorrow.
And then yeah,
You basically broke your foot. We had Razor scooters and Razor phones. The kids today could never.
When I was a kid, my friends had like airsoft guns, and we ran around with sticks as swords. And one of my friends built a catapult in his backyard. And I swear to God, I was never hurt worse by any of those than I was by the fucking Razor scooter.
That's crazy. God bless the Razor scooter.
May it rest in hell.
I don't think so, but I want to believe that like in a storage unit, I have like an old Razor scooter just sitting there, but I don't think it's there.
You do keep a lot of stuff from your childhood. There probably is one sitting in that garage somewhere.
I think that one got tossed.
Because you saw it and you were like, never again. The blood stains down the side.
I would have put it up on my wall. I would have retired it in the Hall of Fame. I loved that thing.
What a legend. But now we have to talk about a different legend. The Legend of Mana. Skyler.
Legend of Mana.
This is the first, I believe, JRPG that we've played on this channel.
I think that's true.
How did you feel about it?
This is make or break of deciding or figuring out, looking within oneself and saying aloud, do you or do you not like JRPGs? Because this is kind of like just a quintessential JRPG in everything except that it's not turn-based combat.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the big change for sure.
Other than that, this is like, you see the character design. If you saw like any character design from this game without knowing what the game was, you'd be like, that's probably from like a JRPG. Mm-hmm. I had that struggle with myself while playing this, was like, do I like JRPGs? And I'm still not sure.
Okay.
I think my answer is maybe. I might like JRPGs.
Okay. Do you have like a history with JRPGs? I can't actually think of any that you've played.
Not really. I mean, I've played very limited. I played Final Fantasy VII.
Gotcha. The remake or the original?
The original.
Okay.
I still haven't played the remake, actually.
It's pretty good. You would like it.
I would like it, and I should play it. I'm trying to think of other JRPGs. Hey, if that's it, then that's my limited experience. I wouldn't really like.
Is that so that's the only Final Fantasy even that you've played?
Yes, that I'm willing to put my stamp on that I've played. Like maybe I've fiddled with others, but I haven't like played through.
Have you ever played like a Dragon Quest or a Persona?
No, I've famously not played
any
Persona.
of the Trails games. There's like 100 of those.
No.
Okay, so yeah, so this is like kind of, I mean, not literally, but like maybe one of your first JRPGs. That's kind of cool.
It's early in the career.
Yeah, way to go. I wouldn't say this is like a shining example of it. I enjoyed it. Spoilers, but
I think I enjoyed it too. My takeaway from this is this has not scared me away from other JRPGs.
Hell yeah, brother.
but it's definitely, there is the bit of, I don't think I was as patient as this game needed me to be.
That's definitely going to be true of a lot of JRPGs.
Yeah. And like there will be ones where I am patient. I just, this one hit me at a time where I was like, I got to play this. We were supposed to record this a week ago. And I was like, I'm just not done. At a certain point, I did, to stamp this game done, I did like pull up a guide of like, I just need a main line of story and get out of here.
Okay. All right.
And so that's what I did end up doing.
Sure.
But I loved this world, like artistically. I like a good chunk of the character designs. I wasn't really caring about any characters for a while, except for my little cactus buddy.
Oh, I'm so stupid. You have played a JRPG. We'll talk about it later. Sorry, I had a brain blast. We'll get to. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I played Earthbound. Does that count?
Maybe, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it, but it might kind of count. I specifically not saying Pokemon, because like that doesn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't count Pokemon. That's a different thing.
I wouldn't count that at all.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited to find out what I've played in my life.
You might not consider it a JRPG, but it shares a lot of DNA with this game in particular. So that's why I
Oh.
thought about it.
Yeah, I like the art of the world. I like the art of the characters. Like, some of these characters are like over designed in a way that I'm like, bro, what are you even doing?
I think I
But
could guess which ones you're talking about.
I think it's it's a beautiful little world. It's got good music, and I really like the gimmick of the game itself being a essentially a just choose your own adventure. Not even choose, just like find your own adventure
Yes.
until you play the game long enough that you can reach what it decided the end goal is, which is to bring back the mana tree. I like that in concept. During the playthrough, I was like, just need to figure out what I need to do and wrap this up because I don't have time.
Yeah,
But I
that's
do
fair.
like the concept of it where you get the artifacts and you kind of literally build your own world around you, although there is a correct meta way to build it, which
Yeah, I don't think
you would have
you.
no way of you'd
Yeah,
have no way of knowing.
I don't think you need to do that though. I mean,
Probably
clearly not, because you
not.
finished it, and I assume you weren't doing that.
I a little bit towards the end, but
Okay.
that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's a very cute game. I'm gonna come away being positive on this one.
Okay, cute. Yeah, I'm very much in the same boat. I don't think that this is like an all timer JRPG. I don't think this is one that like really is going to stick with me. I do think it has two extremely high positives for me, and those two are going to be the art style that you talked about. I think a lot of the
Yeah,
character designs and the world designs are really great, and I'll definitely remember the way that these characters look for a
yeah.
long time. I think that they're very interesting. And then the second thing, and maybe the first time that we've talked about it on one of these, because we're not people who generally notice this, but I think the music in this is really good.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
really catchy.
we can definitely talk about it. I did suffer from. I played this on the Switch. I played the remastered version, and I think there's like the music got remastered too, and I think in the settings there's a way to switch back to the original
Oh,
music, I think.
couldn't tell you.
But I unfortunately having this on the Switch, which that was a strategic decision to get this on the Switch, just as like I can play this wherever I am if I have the time. I suffered from playing this with the sound off a lot of the time.
Then you really missed out because the music is really good. Um,
I listened to a chunk of the music, and I think it is swell.
okay. Let
Like
me
boss fights, I made sure to turn music up and stuff.
For sure. Let me just give like a quick rundown on what this game is for the
Hmm.
viewers. So this
Hmm.
is Legends of Mana. It is the fourth game in the Seiken Densetsu series. It is technically a spin-off in that it is not considered like part of that main line, which I think is a weird distinction to make because from what I saw, I've never played any of the Mana games, but from what I've seen, they don't have like direct, they're not like one, two, three. Like the story doesn't continue directly between them. There's certain like crossover stuff and things that happen in that way, but it is sort of a Final Fantasy situation where like they are very different. From what I understand. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but that's what it seemed like. But this takes place in a world called Fadiel, and I think the first three take place in a different world, even though they're not really connected. I think they do exist in the same world, so this is considered a different, like a spin-off.
Hmm.
The ones before this were Final Fantasy Adventures, the first game in the series, because they didn't know how to bring it over to America if it didn't have a name that people recognize, so they called it Final Fantasy Adventures.
Yeah.
And then there was Secret of Mana and Trials of Mana. And then this. And then there's a shitload of them afterwards. It goes and just add of Mana to the end of all of these. There's also Sword, Children, Friends, Dawn, Heroes, Circle, Rise, Adventures, Echoes, and Visions. So there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of these. It is very much like you said. It is like the quintessential JRPG. It is sort of in that sort of B tier, maybe C tier of JRPGs that people know about. It's like Final Fantasy, Persona, Dragon Quest up at the top, and then you go one step down, and that's probably where the Mana ones are. So
Okay.
it is relatively well known, but exactly like you said, it has a real time combat system where you're moving around and hitting buttons to do attacks, and there's actually like combos and shit you can do, as opposed to in most JRPGs where it is very turn based and it's more like strategic in that way. Although I
I was
will
tr-
say, sorry,
I
go
was
on.
trying to decide while playing if I would have preferred turn-based for this because it sometimes on that like 2D X and Y axis, it's hard to line things up. I missed a lot of hits, and then you would hit like
Yeah,
a special technique move, and then the guy you're fighting would just move away, and then you just wasted your special technique. And I was like, well, nuts.
that definitely happened to me as well. Can I, who? what character were you playing as? You're playing as Shiloh or Seraphina?
Oh my God, they have names.
They
I chose
do.
boy.
Boy. So the one on the left. Because to me, they kind of
Yeah,
both look like girls, to be honest, which is fine.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, what does it say about me that I assumed the boy was on the left? That's weird. I chose boy.
Well, the one on the right has like boobs. So the one on the right is like definitely a
Hey,
girl. And so if you're assuming that one's a boy and one's a girl, then like,
men can have boobs.
but yeah, so they're called Shiloh and Seraphina officially, and like their canon names, even though when you click on it, it just says like
Well,
you when you go to change
I
your name.
named one after me.
You named it Skyler. I was
Yeah, I
gonna ask
did.
that too because I know your Legend of Zelda track record was that it was gonna be called like Lunk or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Well, my Link naming convention for Zelda is be as stupid as you can in the moment. But
Does that count
this
as a
one,
JRPG?
no, I
Okay,
don't think so.
okay.
I think it's a fantasy action game
I think you're
that
probably right.
happens to be from Japan.
That's fair. That's fair. What weapon did you pick, or did you swap between a lot of them?
I went. This is where the metagaming starts to creep in. I did go one-handed sword because
God
right off the
damn.
bat, if you look, what?
No, it's not your. It's not that you did something wrong. It's that we accidentally made the canon characters. You played Shiloh with a one-handed
Woo.
sword, and I played Seraphina with a spear.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So,
I went one-handed sword because it turns out like your level up system in this game is based on whatever weapon you're holding at the time you level up. Like that's how your stats
yes,
improve.
yeah, which I
And
didn't know
so
until it was way too late, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna keep using the spear. I don't care.
so yeah, they it's like if you have the one-handed sword, everything kind of levels up kind of balanced. And I was like, all right, I'll rock with that. Plus, you get the added bonus of you can use a shield,
I didn't even know there were
which
shields. I was the spear
I
girl all
well,
day.
let me tell you, I don't know. I think the one-handed sword might be the only thing you can use a shield with.
Huh?
I don't know if you could use it with a spear. In real life, you could use it with a spear, but this isn't real life. This is a video game, so I don't know.
True. True.
But yeah, I went through most of this game without a shield, but then I was like, I need a goddamn shield because I did not upgrade my equipment until I was like halfway done with this game, and it was
Yeah.
tough.
I didn't mess with because so there's a lot of like little side things you can like forge weapons and armor. You can build a golem. I didn't really mess with any of those. I did a little bit of each, but not. I wasn't like I know the way to get the best gear is to do the smithing mini game. I didn't
Yeah.
mess with that enough at all to get anything like that. So I was basically just using weapons and armor that I was picking up.
The only smithing I ever did was I smithed a better sword, but like not that much better. So I think like the base sword you start with, the one-handed sword, does like 10 damage. The sword that I beat the game with did 26.
I don't even know
So
the number
oh,
that my weapon was doing.
okay. Well, and then yeah, I smithed a shield, and then when we get to the final boss, I'll talk more about it. But I went all the way to where the final boss was, and it whooped my ass.
Gotcha.
Because like I don't know why my dumbass wasn't like expecting a super hard boss fight up there.
She's tough. She is tough.
I probably should have expected it because I have a
JRPG.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like I went up there, she gave me the smoke, and I was like, ooh, and I climbed all the way back down the tree, and I got a companion, and I built a golem, and then I went all the way back up.
Oh, you were there by yourself. That's why you got
Yeah,
bodied.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
technically not by myself. I had that shitty little yellow rabbit pet you get in
Oh, the rabbit.
in the tutorial for catching beasts because I
Did
didn't catch
you?
a single other beast.
Oh, see. Okay, that was one of the ones that I actually did sort of play around with. Is I caught a couple of them. I ended up the guy that I was rocking with my pet, my one mainstay companion because all the other ones like kind of come and go as you're doing the different storylines.
Yeah.
He's called a Chobin Hood. It's a mouse who's a Robin Hood guy,
Oh.
and his name was Cheeto.
Oh.
I didn't name him because the demi-human ones there's like 64 different pets you can get. There's a whole for the fans. There's a whole side game that is like Monster Rancher where you
Yeah.
catch eggs and you hatch them and then you can like feed them different foods to level them up in different ways. You can graze them, you can sell them. It's like a whole secondary game in the side of this. But there's demi-human ones who you can't hatch out of eggs. You have to meet them in the world, and it's one of the ones where how you've built the map matters because like as you build the map Now we have to get into some of the other details to make any of this make sense. There's a
All right,
system
yeah.
called the land make system. As you play through the game, you get these artifacts. It'll be like a spoon or a broken
Yeah.
doll.
There's
And
literally a spoon.
you have this big map and you place them on it in like a grid, and that's where that artifact then becomes a location. It'll become a city or a desert or a highway. Each of those things has different elements attached to it based on spirits that are somehow related to the lore of the world of mana that I don't really understand. And which ones are adjacent to each other will share those elements between them. And so they can have ranks in all eight, I think, of these elements up from 0 to 3. And in certain artifact locations, if you have a rank 3 of a certain element, other things will happen. So there's certain quests, in this game they're called events, but certain quests that'll only happen if certain elemental things are met. It really affects like what items are in stores, and in this case, it affected the fact that my jungle had like a level 3 dryad or whatever the fuck, meant that I could pick up this guy Cheeto, who then became my best friend for life. So
See, the only monster pet I ever got was the little stupid yellow rabbit from the tutorial.
he sucks, dude.
Yeah, no. Well, I never used a pet. I was going around either just solo or whoever the story things deemed to send with me.
Did you get
And
Bud and Lisa?
yes, I did get Bud and
Okay,
Lisa.
so you had them most of the time then.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you
So
should've.
there were occasional times where I would take mostly Lisa.
Yeah, same.
I think I only took Bud on like when Lisa disappeared and we had to go get her.
Oh,
Um,
where her broom goes missing. Did
yeah,
you
my
do his
stupid
side
cactus
quest?
throws her. No,
The wisdoms one? Oh,
I did not.
it's a pretty good one.
I got to a certain point, like a story line quest, where you need to have 3 people, right? Like you have
Oh,
the
the dragon one
NPC,
where you have to
yeah,
push yeah.
the NPC that is with you for that bit, and then you also just need a pet to like stand on a thing for a second. So that's why I had him. And then whenever you go home and you go to your front door, your companion, whether or not they live in your house like Bud and Lisa do, they say, "All right, I'll see you later," and then they go to wherever they go. But the pet doesn't do that. It just followed me everywhere, and I was like, I don't know
Right.
how to get rid of you. So he was just with me.
Oh, yeah, you can go to the like your little stable and you can store him there if you didn't want him.
He wasn't hurting anybody.
That's fair.
I didn't know I was gonna build a golem until I did it at the last second.
Fair. I built a golem and then I never used it. I was just like, okay, cool, done that. Check.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of the sort of companion characters in this. There were what, 7, 8? There's 10. There's 10 of them.
How many of the missions did you do? The events?
In my first playthrough, I had finished 43, 42.
Oh, did you do the New Game Plus?
I did New Game Plus. I had some extra time.
Ooh. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
But I didn't finish New Game Plus. So I was going to circle back because there were a couple of the stories that I messed up and couldn't finish. I didn't finish Nicolo's storyline, which
Yeah.
apparently ends pretty funny. And then there were a couple of like little ones. Like I didn't do there's the like musicians, Capella and Diddle, and I didn't finish their storyline, and I didn't finish the Horny Centaur's storyline.
I don't
But
think I met the horny centaur.
oh, he's pretty funny. He's a good guy.
Yeah, this game has a charm to it. There were bits, especially when I would like talk to the cactus and he would run over and write in the little journal, and you read what he wrote. There were bits where I would just like chuckle to myself, like, "Oh, cactus, thanks for writing that, you silly goose."
He honestly, he's the real legend. You know what I mean?
I think so.
I really love that guy. But yeah, did you have a favorite of the companion characters?
Well, so Lisa's the one I relied on most, just because I don't know statistically if she's better than Bud, but she said she was, and I was like, I believe you. And really, all I used other than her and then the golem at the end was the companions that are in, should I say what quest line I actually did to finish this dang thing?
Oh, did you not finish like the 3 main ones?
I did one of the 3 main ones. I didn't
Ooh.
do the other ones.
Okay, which one did you do?
The dragon one.
Okay, that one's, yeah, that makes sense. So you were working with Lark and Sierra then.
I did work with Lark and Sierra. Basically, I really like them because they are strong and they are cool and they are dogs.
They are cool dogs. That is true. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That's definitely the one that's like the easiest to follow for sure. So that makes sense
I
that that one would have gotten you
by
there.
the time that I finished the mana tree, I had completed. The game has like 68 events total, including the mana
Including the
tree,
manager one, yeah.
and I completed 30.
30. Okay, so you still did
So
like a lot of them.
just under half, but yeah, I
How
did
did you get
30
to
things.
30 and not do the Jumi quest or the fairy quest?
I did. I think I started which is the Jumi quest, the one where the lost princess, and then the guy
Yeah,
is like
it's Pearl and El
Pearl, and
Azul.
yeah. So I started that. I didn't finish it.
Okay, how far in did you
I
get
just
in?
kind of like shifted. I did the tower with Pearl,
Okay,
and then I shifted focus to other things. I don't know.
gotcha. And what about the fairy one? Did you meet the cat girl, Dana?
Maybe what happens in that quest line?
Okay, so it starts, you meet a cat girl in Domina called Diana or something like that, and she wants you to take her to talk to the Wisdom of Stone Gaius, who's on the end of the
Okay,
highway. And
so
then,
I did do that quest. Yeah, 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 yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so you do that, and she's like, she asks about her friend who's dying, and then she gives you the artifact for Gato Grottos, and then you go over there, and that actually is the next part of both of the Jumi storyline and the fairy storyline, because that's where uh, Rubens is there in the Jumi storyline. And he ends up getting killed, and then you go up there and you meet this like really old woman named Matilda, who it turns out is actually only 26, but she's been cursed because she like fell in love with a demon, and then the whole rest of the storyline is a love story between her and this demon called Erwin.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I think that one might be my favorite. That one and the Jumi one are like really good. The dragon one I think is also pretty good, but it's I think the most straightforward. You know what I mean? It's like we're gonna kill these guys and then we're gonna kill that guy. You know?
I think so. Yeah, like I said, it was just like I'm running out of time. Let me tell you, as of recording, I beat this morning.
Oh,
I did not have as much time to and yeah, we pushed this back a week too. So it's just like I didn't
do you,
find it, and it's a long game.
do you know what your hour count was?
I think it was like 14 something,
14.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
yeah. I
So at a certain point, I was just like, I beat Legend of Mana, and then like there's a thing that says like there's a website that has like all the events list, and there's like a speed run like
no.
thing, like
Yeah,
here's the line of quests to follow, and I was like, did that, okay, cool, just follow this from here, and I can beat this morning. So yeah, I was able to kind of shotgun the dragon quest line and do the mana tree. So I didn't do as much, but almost half. I'm content with it.
that's fair. I do think that if you play it again, you should do one of the other two because the other two are definitely better.
Okay. I mean,
Um,
I liked the dogs. I will say, so the dragon quest line
yeah,
is like, you know, there's this evil wizard man or something, and he wants to,
Draconis.
yeah, kill the dragons of the world and steal the mana and be evil with it. And you just find this little dog boy named Lark, and he's like, "I'm going to take you to my master, and then you want to help?" And I was like,
Well,
"This is what the guide says to do, so sure."
you are sort of hopscotching past the part where he kills you.
Listen, yeah, you meet him in the underworld.
Well,
That's part of it.
because you walk up to the to this like big tombstone, and then it's like a challenger, and he jumps up and kills you.
Yeah, sometimes it's a meet cute.
Something like that.
But it was definitely like okay, this is the quest line I need to do to roll credits on this game, so let's go for it. And then
Right.
you find yourself in a village of people being like, "We will defend all that's good in the world," and then you kill them, and you're like,
Hmm.
wait a minute,
I don't know.
something feels off about
I don't know
this.
how I feel about this one. Yeah.
And then like I kept waiting for the penny to drop. Like, when do I choose not to be evil?
The
But
very
like
end.
it kept going and going. I was like, am I just gonna be evil? Am I gonna have to tell Daniel that I chose the evil ending?
I turned out to be a real douchebag.
But then you meet a dragon, and he's like, don't worry, go with him, you'll be fine. And then
That
it
dragon
all,
design is so cool. Vadis, the
yeah,
like
I
forest
like him.
dragon. It's like a
Yeah, he's
furry
cool.
white dragon. Big fan. Big fan.
Yeah.
The other ones are kind of
And then
whatever.
you like help Lark basically face turn. He does the Kylo Ren thing.
Right.
And Sierra's cool. And then you fight Draconis who turned into a big dragon, and then it's just like, all right, yeah, I bet.
Well, do you want me to tell you the other two storylines, or do you like care about spoilers? Do you want to go back and play them at
No,
one
no,
point?
run me through it. I
Okay.
would like to hear.
So I already did, I think, like half basically of the fairy quest line. So the fairy one is you're dealing. Basically, it comes down to you have to choose between these two companions. It's either Dana, who's a cat girl, or Escad, who's like a big buff warrior type guy.
Hmm.
And it's a story between this friend group who Dana and Matilda are, or Dana and Escad are friends of Erwin, who's a demon, and Matilda, who was like the high priestess of the temple at Gato Grottos. And they fell in love, but they got trapped in a cave at one point, and he stole her like magic power, basically her like elemental spirit, and that for some reason put a curse on her about that like made her grow it like age super fast. And so you have to choose between like who has the better solution to it. Either Dana, who's like, okay, well, you're in love with Erwin, you should go to the world of fairies that he lives in, and then you can live forever there with the guy that you're in love with, which sounds like the obvious choice, but she doesn't really want to do it for some reason. And then the other guy, Escad, is like, actually, I kind of just want to kill all the demons and the fairies, and then that won't actually solve the problem, but I want to kill them all. And you're like, okay. Hmm.
That's the we'll call that Plan
What's on that
B.
plan? Maybe D. Yeah. So
Oh, okay,
I didn't
yeah.
side with Escad, obviously. But at the end, you have to sort of, the result is that you sort of just have to come to terms with the fact that it's like, no, she's going to make her own choice about how she wants to live and die. And so she does end up dying. But the wisdoms like come together and they see her sacrifice in this whole situation that happens here, and they turn her into the seventh wisdom, and then she is like added to this pantheon, and it's really cool.
That's cool.
And then the Jumi one is probably the best one. It's the one that got an anime adaptation, so I have to assume most people agree that that's the best one. It is, so Pearl and El Azul are part of a race called the Jumi, who are
Right.
effectively magic crystals that have bodies formed around them, but their spirit is contained in this gem that is implanted in their chest. You could think of
Right.
them like golems. I think that there's a lot of similarities between them and the like Jewish people, like the Hebrew race. I think that they make a lot of like very direct parallels between the two that I think are actually like really well handled and don't, other than the name, don't really like point a finger at it too much. It'd be like those are Jewish people.
I see.
But there's a lot of that same like them being forced into servitude and them being like sort of tracked down and then having to go into hiding, like all of that shit that I think is handled really well. And you wouldn't know that that's what they're doing, but I'm like pretty sure that that's sort of the story. Anyway, they used to live together in this big city, and then a bunch of bullshit happened that's I don't need to get into, and they end up scattering to the winds and having to like hide because everyone is trying to hunt them down and steal their gems because their gems are incredibly valuable. But
Right.
pulling them out of their bodies obviously kills them.
Like Frylock.
Yeah, and they have this power. So in the Jumi race or whatever, there is sort of two castes. There's the Guardian caste and the Knight caste. And the Knight's job is just to protect the Guardians, and the Guardian's job is that they can cry, and when they do, their tears form into teardrop crystals that can be used to heal people. But because their faith has been broken, their faith in each other and the other races, because of the hardships that have been, basically the racism that they've been facing, they can't cry anymore, except one. And so she is being forced to, not forced, but like she's the only one who can, so she feels obligated to. So she has to like cry for the entire race to like keep healing them whenever they get hurt or get taken down. Because even if their core gets ripped out, you can use a teardrop crystal to bring them back if the core is in one piece.
Mm.
But there's this, her, so the guardian, who the last one's left, her name is Florina or something like that. She's the fluorite, because they're all based on gems. So there's Pearl, and El Azul is a lapis lazuli. So they're all based on like specific gems. She's like the fluorite or whatever, not fluoride, not the thing that RFK wants to take out of our water, but the
Oh no, my
but
teeth.
a gem. And one of her knights, Alexandra, she's the Alexandrite Jumi, and she like is pissed that she's basically being forced to like cry to keep the rest of the race alive. And so her solution is that she becomes a serial killer, and she starts going around and tracking down all of the scattered Jumi and ripping their gems out. and then feeding them to this creature who is able to combine them into a teardrop crystal within himself so that she can use it to heal Florina. And so she'll be back to like full health basically, but the rest of the race will be dead in order to save this one woman. And it turns into this whole thing of you work with, did you meet Inspector Boyd? He's like a little mouse guy.
Did.
So you work with him to track down the serial killer and go through like all of these different murders. I think there's like 4 or 5. And eventually you get the artifact for their city and you put that down and you have to go through this whole like dungeon and do all the trials and stuff there. It's pretty cool. And then at the end, he turns into a big dumb JRPG boss, the monster who ate all the gems.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that says, like, it's a part of the mythos of the Jumi that says that if you cry for them, like if you cry in empathy for the Jumi, then you will turn to stone. Which people go back and forth throughout the whole story of like, is that true? Is that not true? Is that true? And that's why people didn't empathize with them, is to like protect themselves, or is that fake and people came up with it so that you would like avoid thinking of them as people, basically. And it turns out that it's true, because you kill the monster and all of the gems scatter out on the floor and you can't do anything to save them. And so you cry about it and you turn to stone, and then that act of you doing that restores the faith in the Jumi of other races. It like basically breaks the curse of racism, which when you put it that way is really stupid. But it turns all of them back, and then they all cry a little bit to bring you back. And it's this like really touching moment. There's a whole 13 episode anime adaptation about it that I also watched. But it's like probably the best storyline in this. I think it's really good. So we definitely need to talk about that one, because that's the one that people are going to be like, oh man, you got to talk about this. It's genuinely really good. So for me, my favorite companion for that reason was El Azul, because I think he has maybe one of the better storylines. Although Pearl, I don't know, you might not have even gotten to the point. Pearl has like a split personality. She also,
I didn't get that far with Pearl. The most I did was get her up and down that tower.
Okay. So she has a split personality where she's Pearl and she's like kind of useless and she doesn't help in fights and she's an airhead and she gets lost all the time.
Yeah, and that's the Pearl I know.
And then, but when something goes wrong, she like triggers into Black Pearl, who is the strongest Jumi Knight of all. And she's able to like one-shot bosses. She's like fucking crazy. And there's like a whole storyline in it where you go to Geo, the Magic City, and you meet a character called Esmeralda, who she's the Emerald one, and you have to like help her track down all the cores for her daughter, or not her daughters, her sisters, and then eventually after you do that and you have this like touching moment, then she gets her core ripped out by Alexandra, and it's like, oh fuck, like we just did this whole thing. Like it's such like a give and take, like a push and pull, that story. It is definitely the best told of them, for sure. Honestly, if you don't want to play the game again to do that story, just watch the anime, because the anime. It's also really good.
I genuinely might do that. Where did you watch it on?
I just watched it on Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's 13 episodes.
Good old Crunchyroll.
They're like 20 episodes a piece. It does a pretty good job. It does change some things. For one, Shiloh and Seraphina are both in it, and one of them acts in a way that you cannot act in the show.
Oh, like an asshole? Okay. Okay.
But for the most part, it's a pretty faithful rendition of that story, and it's really good. So
that's cool.
I assumed that you were going to say your favorite companion was Niccolo, the rabbit boy.
He's a big stupid rabbit, and yeah, I do like that. That's fun.
He's got a little like sombrero on his back, and he never puts it on, and I really wanted him to.
He just he had the vibe. He kept trying to grift me, so I don't know. I didn't trust him. Didn't trust him as far as I could throw him, and he's big and fat, so I can't throw him very far.
Yeah, I didn't finish his storyline, but I know it ends with he like basically gets hit in the head, and then he turns to be really generous instead.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that one's pretty good.
But yeah, we haven't talked about how you unlock special techniques and abilities.
Oh yeah, I didn't really mess with that much, to be honest with you.
So the way it works is you start with a set number of like abilities, such as like dodge or crouch or whatever, things like that. Like you could spin away or something. And then I don't remember if the game starts you off with like two special techniques, which are the press this button to do a big sword.
Right.
But like the way you unlock both abilities and techniques is you just have to win fights with abilities equipped. So if you have like crouch and jump together, then you go win like 10 fights. Then you unlock a different ability, and then you equip that, and you win 3 fights with that, and then boom, you've unlocked a new special technique. And I didn't really get the game doesn't explain any of this to you, I don't believe.
It doesn't. No, not
If
even a little
if
bit.
it does, I definitely missed it. Just kind of like lets you hang there with that. But so like I got to a certain point, I think in that tower, where I'm just like doing baby damage against that boss, chipping away at it, and I'm doing my big ultra move, and it barely does anything. And I'm like, what? When do I get things that are good? And then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, I have to make it myself. So then
Yeah.
do a little kind of grind session where I just unlock a good. I think the one I used the most was called Triple Tiger. Like that's I went as far as to like unlock that, and then I was like, I can beat the game with this, and then I did.
Yeah. I only ever had like two of those that I regularly used. One was one like a big dive attack that did like area damage. That one was really
Yeah.
useful for when there was like 10 guys on screen. And then there was one that did a ton of damage to one target, but it was always really hard to hit because, like you said earlier, whenever you do it, there's like a 2 or 3 second charge up, and unless the person's stunned, you're probably gonna miss.
Absolutely. It's so rough. It's why having another companion to like keep somebody busy is really helpful.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm honestly surprised that you went through so much of it without companions.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I did use little pink girl quite a bit.
Oh,
So
Lisa. Yeah, Lisa was
Lisa,
my
yeah,
like mainstay. I was like, this is my daughter, and she's gonna do crazy magic.
yeah, and she did, and I appreciated her for it.
Did you do
Um,
the penguin one? Did you get the penguin to move into your house?
no, I didn't meet a penguin.
You didn't meet any
I didn't.
penguins?
I didn't meet. Well, no, I met penguins,
Oh,
but
okay.
none moved in my house. I
Okay.
didn't meet James Penguin. What's up with James Penguin?
No, it's a girl. It's a lady. There's
Oh,
a side story at there's like the beach location.
I
You know what
did
I'm
do
about?
one thing at the beach, but I definitely didn't meet a penguin to come home with me.
Well, you probably didn't know that she can come home with you. But it is that quest. If you went there, it's the one quest line that you would have run into where you have to
Oh, where
like
you fight that big ass thing in the cave?
maybe
I fought a
it's
big
like a
thing in the
love
cave.
story between what are their names like Valerie and David. It's two penguins and
Yeah,
one's like going to go off to sea to be a pirate, and the other one,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I did do that.
Well, if you crush enough of the crabs that are running around,
Oh, I didn't do that. I avoided those crabs.
yeah, you have to do it like in the first time that you enter certain areas because it's the only time that they show up, I think. And if you hit enough of them, which I didn't, then she will, I think, reveal to you that she's laid an egg, and then you can offer for her and her baby to live at your house with Lisa and Bud and the big creepy tree.
Does she do anything?
I don't think so. I didn't get her, so I don't know. But I think she just kind of hangs out.
Well, that's neat.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the other companions, some of them at least, wouldn't come and hang out with you because some of them are like really annoying to get to.
Mhm.
Like Escad, before you find out that he's a douchebag, he lives in the jungle. Like that's where he stays,
Oh,
and you have
I
to.
hated the
The
jungle.
jungle's a pain in the fucking ass to get through.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's all the way at the end. He's like where what's his name, Rizzioto, the like little dog guy is. He's in the temple ruins. So you have to get all the way there and all the way back if you want to use him. So I just didn't use him. Plus the fact he was like low key kind of fairy racist. So
Let's see what else. The main goal is to grow the mana tree, and you do that by placing artifacts to like bring places back to the world.
right,
Like the more you do that, the more the mana tree grows, and then eventually it'll tell you you win.
you done it. The tree's here now. You can place the sword of mana, and you can do the quest that is named after the video game.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big complaints that people have with this game is that it feels really disjointed, and I definitely agree with that. I don't necessarily dislike that, but I understand where they're coming from. Where like none of the story arcs that you're following through on feel like they have anything to do with the tree. The tree feels like, well, it's a mana game, so we have to have the tree at the end. Um,
Yeah, it's just other than the general, the more good you do in the world, the more mana is restored. Like that,
Right. Yeah.
that definitely fits. But definitely when you start, you're just kind of like, I guess I'm going here, and then you quickly learn like, what you're like, what's the main quest? And you're like, well, there isn't really one.
Hmm.
You just kind of do things, and that's where like the choose your own adventure aspect comes into it. We're just like, go have fun, bud, until teacher says it's time that recess is over.
Yeah, it's to some extent I like that doesn't bother me too much, and I do wonder if that comes from like the like Bethesda background of video game enjoyment that I come from, where so many of the story arcs in like Skyrim or whatever have
Yeah.
nothing to do with the main story. Like the main story of Skyrim is so secondary to me to like the Thieves Guild and the Mages Guild and all that stuff.
Sure.
And so I wonder if maybe it bothered me less than it would have bothered people when this game first came out. But I do agree with what they're saying. Like it does feel very disjointed. It's like you are kind of just walking around exploring this world, doing whatever you happen to bump into, and I appreciate that. But if you were like on a deadline, which I guess we technically were, but if you were on like a
I
really
was,
strict
yeah.
deadline of like we have to finish this in a certain amount of time to get it out by a review deadline or whatever, I could see why that would be a thing that would like annoy you. I definitely get that.
Yeah, that's kind of how my playthrough not started right off the bat, but like kind of became in the middle, where I was just like I need progression, and you, if you like pay attention to every single word that's being said, which you should do, but I don't always do, then you know like where to go and what you picked up, and you could probably find storylines that like see them through to the end very easily like that, unless they go to the jungle and you decide you don't want to go back there anymore.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, no, I hit a point where I was just like, I just need to finish this bitch, and I did. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
is that it, is it my fault or is it the game's? I'm willing to say it's both. I know that the game deserved more attention than I ended up giving it.
Yeah, maybe.
But hey, it is what it is, and I still came away positive on it. So
Yeah, I mean you played it from beginning to end. If the some of the better story arcs are like completely missable, that's not your fault. That's
mhm.
potentially bad game design. So I don't think that you've
Yeah,
done
maybe.
anything wrong by missing it.
But it also, and it knows it because like you beat the game and it immediately gives you new game plus. The
Right.
game is
Right.
built for replaying it and then go do a different journey.
Yeah.
Go fill in the cactus things you missed.
I do think I am going to replay this at some point. I think
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to finish the new game plus that I'm on because I'm pretty close to the end. But I want to go back and finish like all of the little side stories that I want to do the run where you do all of the events because I've already messed that up in my new game plus.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna follow a guide. I'll do it that way the next time I actually like play it.
Mm.
But Skyler, I've got some trivia for you if you would like to hear
Well,
them.
hit me with that trivia. Is it that chocobos are in the game?
There are chocobos in the game that is sort of related to one of them. So there are several Final Fantasy references. At the School of Magic, you can also see a statue of Vivi from Final Fantasy 9? 9?
Mm.
And you can get a pet chocobo if you have Final Fantasy 8 save on your memory card.
I don't even have a memory card.
Yeah. So in our version, I don't know if how that is possible. There must be there's probably some way you can get it still, but if you have Final
Also,
Fantasy 8,
there's also a way to play this like two player, or there was, and now like
there
on the
is.
PlayStation you can't anymore. I don't know. I don't know how that. What's up with that?
I was playing it through at my Xbox through Game Pass, and I think on that one you can just turn on a second controller.
No, that would make sense.
But so yes, you can get a chocobo. Pretty cool. Do you remember the intro music, the original intro
Which one?
music that had lyrics? It was like the anime opening when
Do I
you
remember?
first boot up the game.
I remember the opening. I don't think I could recite it to you, but yeah.
Well,
What's
it's
up
in
with
Swedish, so it'd be pretty tough.
it? Yeah. Okay. Is that the trivia that it was in Swedish?
No, no, no. The trivia is that the lyrics in it are sung by a woman called Annika Lundberg, who is also the woman who did the verses in Cotton Eye Joe.
Huh.
Yeah. Also, Cotton Eye Joe is played by a band called Rednecks, Swedish band.
Huh.
There you go.
Well, we're just learning all kinds of things today.
Yeah.
Get Cotton Eye Joe. Get the Rednecks on the year 2000 top 5 artists
I
Let's
actually
do
had
it.
no idea when that song came out. I should have looked that up, but I did not. This game was popular enough that it resulted in a 5-volume manga and, as we talked about earlier, a 13-episode anime, and that anime only came out in 2022.
Oh dang, that's recent.
Yeah,
Wow. So is it like really good? Like, well, I know you already said it was really good, but
it's
like, is it animated really well?
it's animated pretty well. I wouldn't say it's like okay. I don't want to like oversell it. I wouldn't put it on par with like something that's coming out of like Mappa or whatever. Like it's not going to look like a Demon Slayer or like a My Hero. I think it
Okay.
looks really good, and I think if you enjoyed the world from this game, specifically the first couple episodes, you're going to be like, oh, there he is. There's a cute little guy. So I think it's really enjoyable. And it'll tell a story that you didn't experience. So I think that you would
Yeah.
have more fun with it than I
I
did,
think
even because I
there's
already
a
did
good
it.
chance that I watch that soon.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Um, the director for it, Ishii, he wanted for there to be a lot more in this game. He had so much ambition for this that was just never possible. He wanted the pets to be able to be evolved and like have a whole thing. He basically wanted it to be Pokemon. He wanted for the land make system to have it where you could combine locations to make new locations. Every single aspect of it was more going at one point going to be way more complicated, and it's already I feel more complicated than it needs to be. Including that at one point he wanted there to be 8 different playable characters, and I don't know why that would matter because the 2 playable characters that we have are just different skins. Like they don't play any different.
Yeah. What was he thinking? Like this playable character does the sworded shield, and this playable character does the two-handed sword
I
type
don't
thing.
think so because so he wanted 8 playable characters and 15 weapons. So even if so that you wouldn't even had it where it was like 1-to-1 like that.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
That's the ramblings of a madman.
And here is the biggest piece of trivia, and I think one that I felt very early on. The music of this game is done by none other than Yoko Shimomura, who, if you don't recognize the name, is probably best known for having also done the music for the Kingdom Hearts franchise, which is technically a
Mm,
JRPG that you played.
mm, mm. Is it?
It's an action JRPG, but it is a JRPG.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I feel
Uh,
like this game has so much Kingdom Hearts in it. Like I feel like you can feel that, even to the point where like when you kill people and the little like experience shit falls out of them, that even looks very Kingdom Hearts.
Money's it shines through. I can feel
There's a
that.
lot of Kingdom Hearts DNA in this. And the music is, I mean, the music is the loudest part of it. When you listen to some of the like town music in particular, you're like, this is Traverse Town, baby. Like I'm playing the Kingdom Hearts right now. But Skyler, I think it's time.
It's that time again.
I think it is time for us to use our patented rating system to talk about how we feel about the Legend of Mana. Where are you feeling right now?
So our rating system is 1 through 10. So if 7 is good and 8 is great, I feel like I'm sitting at a 7.5 right now with this.
Yeah, yeah. I think that that's. I'm very close. I'm at an 8, so we're gonna stick at a 7.75. I think that that's totally fair because I think the world of this and the music of this are great. I think that the art design of it is amazing. The combat is whatever, and there's way too much complicated nonsense on the side that is just like. Fortunately, you can completely ignore it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of little mechanics in it that I think make it way clunkier than it needs to be. And people are right. Like it does feel a little disjointed. And the fact that so much of the game is missable if you either just do things in the wrong order or even if you like place the artifacts in the wrong locations, like so much of the game is missable. I view that as a negative. I think other people would view that as a positive because that also means that on replay you would experience new things. For
Yeah.
me, I don't appreciate that. I don't like missing content. So but even so, I would still give it an 8 because I think all of the rest of the stuff, the most important stuff, the story and the music, well, the music's not like super important, but the story and the feeling of the game, it shines through bright enough that I would give it a solid 8.
Even if I hit a point where I was being frustrated by the general expansive JRPG-ness of it, the charm and the art and the music, it all pulls it back up to that higher score. And yeah, like you said, like the cute writing and the characters that I did meet, that I did like,
Right.
it's it's good. So I'm gonna say 7.5. You're gonna say 8. So aggregate 7.75, which this is huge. Makes it our highest rated game of 2000 so far.
No way. Higher than Perfect
That-
Dark? Oh, that's right.
we
You,
have-
you didn't love Perfect Dark that much. Yeah.
I liked it. I gave
Well,
it a
but-
good.
Yeah, but that's lower than this.
That is, I guess it is.
Because I think I also gave Perfect Dark an 8. So I think I'm or did I give it? It doesn't matter.
You gave
But
it
hey,
an
that's
8.
really
You gave it an
cool.
8.
I think that this is deserving of that. I think this is a really good game. I really enjoyed it.
We have a new number 1 of the year 2000. So if anyone is listening as a major Legend of Mana fan, if you left a comment earlier saying that we were talking bad about it and that we should feel bad and you didn't get this far, you're a fool.
You're a fool.
Because it is our number 1 game of the year. You fools! I'm looking for those comments. I'm logging in the second this is uploaded. I'm going to look. You better not be here when I get back.
Ooh, but if you want to leave that comment, you can do it on Spotify and YouTube, and I hope you do. Let us know what your favorite JRPG is, and if you've played any of the Mana games before, because neither of us have touched either of them before, despite the fact that I've played, I feel, quite a few JRPGs. I've just completely missed this franchise. You can follow the channel on Twitter at rsr_pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at DanielJMG.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-bit.
And until next time, everybody, play more games.
Play more games.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back in time where pixels and memories intertwine. Come on in, it's time to play. Let's rewind to yesterday. The fun begins, we're here to stay. Ready, set, replay. Come on in, it's time to play. Let's rewind to yesterday. The fun begins, we're